Okay, here's another thought on the quick and dirty. Um, the false ceiling of healing, right? We understand the idea of like a false floor. You think you've hit bottom and then it drops out. There's a similar thing going in the opposite direction, which is a false ceiling on healing. And I'm thinking about how going back maybe 3 years ago, and at different times, honestly, um, it really was amazing to feel so much better than I had. It just was leaps and bounds ahead of where I'd been. And I was like, I'm healed. This is amazing. And then I realized how much more work I had to do. I was like, okay. But the good news is there's more work to do, which means there's more elevation to gain. And as I've gained more elevation, I've gained more appreciation for the fact that this is the process by which we actually do become our fullest selves. And instead of resenting it and feeling like I'm fooling myself, I know. I know going in that this is basically where it's at and that I'm going to go to a certain level and feel this much better and it's going to feel like I've arrived, and I'm going to enjoy that while the feeling lasts. But then also understand that as that feeling naturally dissipates, it becomes the new standard that I'm calibrated to. Excuse me. Mm. And then what happens is I've got to go up a level, and there's a little bit of struggle. It almost feels like a setback at times. But when I get there and I'm out where there's even more space, more power, more peace, more possibility, I'm like, oh, look at this. And having climbed and climbed and climbed, and knowing there's still plenty of climb ahead, I really think it's important to remember that there is this false ceiling. We don't really arrive fully healed, fully actualized. We are always becoming. It's an ongoing process. And in that process, we ultimately are going to go through cycles and we're going to be the new guy and then we're going to kind of know the ropes and then we're going to gain some seniority and as new people come in we can guide them and then we're going to hit the level of taking on new challenges, some of which exceed what we feel we have available to us in the moment. And we're going to have to strive and struggle to break through to the next level. But at that level, we're developing greater mastery, greater aptitude. We can yield better results with less effort. We can feel better doing it. And so just seeing it as a cyclical process that's ongoing instead of trying to get to a destination and feeling that we're always falling short or failing. Also, being able to enjoy those moments when we do get to have a breakthrough or we're new and everything's possible. Those are great moments too, and embracing each part of the cycle as we go on makes it that the results become almost incidental, they're secondary because the process is so engaging and enriching and fulfilling. And ultimately, it's what's going to bring us to the place where one day we look around and we're like, this is so much more than I thought I could do or have or be. And yet, I'm able to almost take it for granted now. Be careful we don't take it for granted. Practice that gratitude for all it's worth. But also to know that in so many ways, it's going to be about being okay even when it's not okay. That's the objective of this, right? And I'll tell you, there's a whole lot of not okay going on for me right now. And I'm doing all right. I really am mostly managing most of the time. I have some uncomfortable feelings that need time and attention. And when I give it to them, I push forward along this process into a new cycle. And wherever in that cycle I find myself, I feel that I'm capable and that it's worth my time. I think that's part of contentment, is feeling that what we give our limited resources to is of worth. It's of value. And we can look back at it and say, yeah, I'm glad I went all in on these things. So, all right, that's a thought about the false ceiling of healing and how I think reframing it as a cyclical process will allow us to go through the different stages of the different tiers more effectively and get more from it and have more to bring to it as we go along. All right, here's to getting along. Till the next round. Bye bye.